All right, thanks, guys. The Senators take on the Lightning. 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Tampa Bay. Now, check this out. The Lightning are the $4 favorite in this one, total at 6.5. 83% are leaning Tampa Bay, 90% shaded toward the over. And right now, the Senators are plus 350 on the money line. Now, this is a ridiculous price. This is kind of like one of those baseball prices when, the Orioles are playing the Yankees in Yankee Stadium in July, right? Right when the Yankees are getting hot. But anyway, don't count out Ottawa, okay? They're 10 and 10 against the spread away from home, so they do have the ability to cover the puck line when traveling. Once again, 10 and 10 against the spread away from home. That's actually a lot better than most winning teams. They're also 3 and 3 straight up in their last 6. Duclair's got 18 goals on the year, 25 points. And Pajot, 16 goals in the year, 24 points. He's plus 18. Now, Tampa Bay on the other side, they really struggled on puck line at home. 6 and 10 against the spread at home this year, 4 and 6 straight up in their last 10. And they rank the bottom 10 in goals allowed, bottom 5 in goals allowed at home. Now, total-wise, Tampa's 12 and 4 to the over at the Amalie Arena. Ottawa on the other side, 11 and 9 to the over on the road. The price is too good. I got to take it. Give me Ottawa plus 1.5 in the over 6.5 in that game. All right, next matchup. It is going to be Nashville taking on the Islanders. 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Long Island. The Islanders are the $1.45 favorite, total at 5.5. We saw a 20-cent move toward the Islanders. No movement on the total as of yet. New York open $1.25 up to 145. Totals 5.5. 65% are leaning New York. 56% shaded toward the under. Right now, Nashville's plus $1.25 on the money line. Islanders plus $1.85 on the puck line. New York's 22-7-2 overall for the year. 13-2-1 at home. They are in first. They are ranking first in goals allowed on average per game. They're also 13th in home scoring. Nashville on the other side, bottom 10 in goals allowed, 3 and 4 straight up in their last 7. Islanders 21 and 10 to the under overall for the year. Give me New York minus 145 and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next matchup, Kings, Bruins, 7 o'clock Boston. The Bruins are the $2.50 favorite, total 5.5. We saw a 20-cent move toward Boston in the early betting. The Bruins opened 230 up to 250, totals 5.5. 74% are leaning Boston, 77% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Kings are plus 210 on the money line. Boston plus 105 on the puck line. The Bruins are 12-1-5 at home, top 5 in scoring, top 5 in goals allowed. The Kings on the other side, 4-12-2 on the road, bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 3 in road goals allowed. 11 out of Boston's last 18 at home stayed under the total. Give me the Bruins minus 1.5 and the under 5.5 in that game. Next matchup, Ducks, Flyers, 7 o'clock Philadelphia. The Flyers are the $1.45 favorite, total 5.5. We did see a nickel fade of Philadelphia in the early wagering. The Flyers open $1.50 down to 145, totals 5.5. 59% are leaning Flyers, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Ducks are plus $1.25 on the money line. Philadelphia plus 175 on the puck line. Phillies 10-2-4 at home, top 5 in goals allowed at home. Anaheim 3-5, 3 and 5 straight up in their last 8. 5-8-2 on the road, bottom 5 in scoring. Now 4 out of Anaheim's last 5 did stay under the total. Phillies 3-2 to the under in their last 5 themselves. Give me the Flyers minus 145 and the under 5.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Tuesday's NHL action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. You can also access my current Patreon record for free right now. It's right on the homepage. Link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Sabres taking on the Leafs. 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Toronto. The Leafs are the $2 favorite, total 6.5. We saw a nickel move toward Toronto in the early betting. The Leafs open $1.95 up to minus 200, total 6.5. 64% are leaning Toronto, 54% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Sabres are plus $1.70 on the money line. Toronto plus $1.25, laying the goal and a half. Toronto's just 4-11 against the spread at home, bottom 3 in shots allowed. 3 out of Buffalo's last 4 they were victorious in. They're also 12-6 against the spread when traveling. Total-wise, Toronto's 9-6 to the under on their home ice. Give me Buffalo plus 1.5 and the under 6.5 in that matchup. Next contest, it is going to be Blue Jackets taking on the Red Wings, 7:30 Detroit. CBJ's 135, total 6. Saw a nickel fade of CBJ in the early wagering. Saw movement upward on the total as well. Columbus open $1.40 down to minus 135. Total open 5.5 up to 6. 68% are leaning Columbus. 86% shaded toward the under. Right now, Detroit is plus $1.15 on the money line. Columbus plus $1.75 on the puck line. The Blue Jackets are 10-5 against the spread on the road. Top 10 in offensive shots. Top 10 in shots allowed. The Red Wings on the other side, just 9-23-3 overall for the year. 5-12-1 at home. 6-12 against the spread in that same category. 11 out of Detroit's last 18 at home did go over the number. Give me the Blue Jackets minus $1.35 and the over 6 goals in that matchup. Next game, Hurricanes, Jets, 8 o'clock Winnipeg. Carolina's $1.25, total 5.5. 10-cent move toward Carolina, movement downward on the total. Carolina open $1.15 up to minus 125. Total open 6 down to 5.5. 62% are leaning Winnipeg. 75% shaded toward the over. Right now the Jets are plus 105 on the money line. Carolina plus 205 on the puck line. And speaking of the puck line, Carolina not very good covering it. They're 8-10 against the spread on the road. 16th in road scoring. 3-6-1 in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Winnipeg if you're into historical trends. And speaking of the Jets, winners in 3 out of their last 4, 7-3 straight up in their last 10, 10-5-1 at home, top 10 in home goals allowed. Now total-wise, Winnipeg's 11-5 to the under at home, Carolina 11-7 to the under when traveling. Give me Winnipeg plus 105 as the home dog and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next game, Penguins, Flames, 9 o'clock, Calgary. The Flames are the $1.20 favorite, total at 6. Now, pretty good two-way action on the sides here. Not a whole lot of movement there. We did see a little bit of movement upward on the total, however. Once again, Calgary open and remains minus 120. Total open 5.5 up to 6. 57% are leaning Flames. 58% shaded toward the over. Right now, Pittsburgh's catching even money on the money line. Calgary plus 205 on the puck line. Calgary's 10-4-2 at home. 7-1 straight up in their last 8. They rank 11th in shots allowed at home. Pittsburgh on the other side, 5-6-2 when traveling, 20th in goals allowed away from home, 3-6-1 straight up as the underdog. Now total-wise, Calgary's 23-12 to the under for the season. Give me the Flames minus $1.20 and the under 6 goals in that matchup. Next game, Wild taking on the Golden Knights, 10 o'clock Vegas. Golden Knights are minus 180, totals at 6. Nickel fade of Vegas in the early wagering. The Knights open $1.85 down to 180. Totals at 6. 69% are leaning Golden Knights. 78% shaded toward the under. The Wild are plus 160 on the money line. Golden Knights plus $1.40 laying the goal and a half. Vegas kind of struggling against the puck line at home. 7-11 against the spread on their home ice. 18th in scoring. Bottom 10 in home goals allowed. Minnesota on the other side, winners in 7 out of their last 10. They're also 5-0-1 in their last 6 head-to-head matchups with Vegas. Total-wise, Minnesota's 12-9 to the over when traveling. Give me the Wild plus 1.5 and the over 6 goals in that contest. Next matchup, it is going to be Canadiens taking on the Canucks, 10 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Vancouver. The Canucks are $1.15, total at 6. 51% leaning toward Montreal, 70% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Canadiens are plus 102 on the money line. Vancouver plus 205 on the puck line. Vancouver 8-4-3 at home, top 10 in scoring. Montreal 4-6 straight up in their last 10. Bottom 5 in goals allowed. Bottom 3 in shots allowed on the road. Total-wise, Vancouver's 9-6 to the over at home. Give me the Canucks minus $1.15 and the over 6 goals in that game. And I'm going to slide to my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Coyotes Sharks, 10:30 San Jose. The Sharks are the $1.15 favorite, total 5.5. Saw a nickel move towards San Jose in the early betting. They open $1.10 up to 115, totals 5.5. 66% are leaning Arizona, 83% shaded toward the over. Right now the Coyotes are minus 105 on the money line. San Jose plus 210 on the puck line. I like the slight road dog in this one. Give me Arizona minus 105 and the under 5.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. Like Arizona, minus 105, under 5.5. Vancouver, minus 115, over 6 goals. Minnesota, plus 1.5, over 6 goals. Calgary, minus 120, under 6 goals. Winnipeg, plus 105, under 5.5. Columbus, minus 135, over 6 goals. Ottawa, plus 1.5, over 6.5. Islanders, minus 145, under 5.5. Boston, minus 1.5, under 5.5. Buffalo, plus 1.5, under 6.5. And last but certainly not least, I like Philadelphia, minus 145, and the under 5.5 in that game. All right, guys. Don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. There's also a bunch of different tiers, memberships, and packages that you can subscribe to. Link for that site is in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I do have to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.